This is my video for CIS220 Object-Oriented Programming class for the week of a Sunday date of October 13th. This week we did a code autopsy on a big file that we are going to be using, and that's the lecture screens creator. So we'll just go through, and I have different pages for most of the different sections of the code, and the basics of it is that takes in a text document containing the information that will be put onto each screen. Multiple tools and programs are used to create a final driver program that would actually present the lecture. So this was made by Ed Cawthorn as a way to display his lecture as opposed to making a PowerPoint or something else. The main program is Screen Builder RW2. The function of this program is just to make each of the screens of the lecture. It takes several of the functions inside of it to actually do all the different tasks, and that's shown at the top. And then the rest of the program makes use of the functions at the top and other programs throughout the folder to go through the lecture notes given and create screens with information at the lecture displayed at the top and the notes in the center, while incrementally numbering the screens. The function to display the screen in command mode is made and placed into another program called a_procpy. A_procpy and driver are the next two big programs. A_procpy is the location that all of the screens from Screen Builder RW2 is sent. So all A_procpy has is just a bunch of different commands in it that basically are different functions that are numbered by the screen number and display all the information in them. And then driver imports all of these functions and calls each of them one by one, and then after each one is called, it calls a CLS function which clears the screen so that each time you press enter in the command screen, it will go to the next slide and clear everything out, so it just looks like it's changing pages, just like if you were to change pages in PowerPoint. Can code is a program used by Screen Builder. It creates a blank screen that is then built on in the Screen Builder. Utilities list and utilities screen lines are two other functions that have a bunch of they're two programs that contain a bunch of functions, and they just manipulate, their utilities list manipulates lists in different ways that are useful in the program, while screen lines actually contains the function to write each line of the screen. So the top two functions are the headers containing the class name, the date, the name of the person who made it, and synopsis. The middle lines are the actual lecture notes of that slide, and the bottom line and a possible three above it are for input functions, but usually it just says press enter to continue to next slide. The next three are ZZ project name, screen date, and screen number 2. And each of these are all just a function that returns whatever that name is as a part of information into the file name. Project name contains the name of the project, screen date, it's the date it was created, screen number 2 returns the current screen number. Screen number actually contains a function which creates a text file called denumber, which is a reference used for the screen number in increments each time the function is called, and that's used by Screen Builder RW2 to actually keep track of which screen it's building. The ZZZ looker prints and displays a description of all the functions and utilities list, so it's kind of more of like a help program. The reset date, driver, and number are all just three files that are used to reset these three things. So reset date allows you to put in a new date and it updates ZZ screen date. Reset driver opens the driver text file, clears the entire text document, and then takes the CLS command text file, which just contains a function for clearing the screen, and it puts that at the top of the driver text file. Reset number opens denumber.txt and resets that. So then we have a bunch of different text files that are all used. CLS command contains a function to clear the command screen, like I said. Denumber is just a number, which is referenced often. Lecture data is the actual text that's going to be used in each screen. Look is a template for screens that's used by Screen Builder. And work table for screen building is another Excel document that it contains some of the amount of the lecture data, but not all of it, and it doesn't seem to be used, so I'm not fully sure what the purpose of that is. And then that's it for this video.